Hi guys and welcome. It is Sunday, September 22nd, and we're going to go over the example from the catalog for this stamp set. Now this is the September-December mini catalog. All images inside the catalog, of course, are copyright Stampin' Up! So we're going to talk about this page, page 42. And we're going to do this card here. Let me see if I can bring it up. I have my lights on, so it's a little shiny. See that? Now, I tried to mimic that, and I don't like the way that it was cut. So I looked at it a little bit more, and I did this on Grey Granite. I didn't do this on Crumb Cake. So I wasn't really sure that I liked that cut that way. So then I looked a little closer at the example in the catalog, and I'm thinking that they layered a piece on top and popped it up with dimensionals. So that's what we're going to try this morning. All right. So let's go ahead. I did do some of the cutting ahead of time, so you don't have to watch me cut so much. So here is our 8.5 by 5.5 scored at 4 1/4 Crumb Cake. Let me go ahead and get a nice burnish on that. And then we have a piece of Crumb Cake that is the same size, 4 1/4 by 5, and we're going to cut this off. Now I think from looking at it, let me grab my trusty little pencil. It looks like they went about, I'm going to say a 1 inch. I'm not sure, because see, if you take my pinky finger, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, you know, being the math geek that I like to be, take 5.5 divided by 7, you come out with like 3/4 of an inch. So we're going to try that, because on this one here, I think I went down a full inch. Yeah, I did. So we're going to go 3/4 of an inch from the top here. So I'm going to put this at the 3/4 mark here and make a little tick line right where that is. And then we're going to go 2 1/8 in. So that's halfway in. So here's 2 1/8. Let me get that set up right. 2 1/8, because it looks like it goes about halfway in. And then we're going to do that. So we'll cut that first. So getting those tick marks inside. Let me see if I can get this down without being, oh, the mouse doesn't like. Let's see if we can get closer. All right, so I'm putting those 2 tick marks inside the tray here. See that? Ooh, there's that tick mark, there's that tick mark. We're going to cut it off. All right, then we're going to do the same on the other side. So this side we're going to go 3/4 of an inch up. And then 2 1/8 in. Oh my gosh, sorry. That's what happens when I come into, so we went 3/4 of an inch up here and made that tick mark. Now we're going to 2 1/8 here, making that tick mark. And now we're going to put those 2 in the track. And we're going to cut again. All right, now you can erase your pencil lines. I don't think it's going to be that well seen. If you really don't like it, oh, I got a little bit of a, just going to say it off. If you don't like it, you can go the opposite way and do the back side there. But I don't think there's that much of a white mark. Let me grab out my white eraser. We'll just go where those points are, just to erase anything like that. All right, let's come back out now. There we go. All right, so now we have that. Now for the Oh Christmas Tree. Sorry, I have a lot of cutouts in here. We have Oh Christmas Tree. We're going to do that. You can either do it in Versamark or in Crumb Cake. Let me grab my Crumb Cake. And we're going to try to, will it fit on this one? Barely. All right. You know me, I like getting as close as I can to the edges. All right, and we're going to mimic that along that fold line. All right. Haven't used Crumb Cake in a while, so I'm hoping it stamps okay. And see, we're just going to kind of line that up. I went a little over. Let me see. Let me get down. Let's go again. Let's zoom in. So now I want that part to go like there. Got a little too close. Oh, that's ugly, people. All right, starting again. I didn't like the way I did that. I usually use my T-ruler, and I will bring it out so you can see. So let's go ahead, just do this the fast way. I'm just gonna do my lines. And cut. I'm just gonna cut barely to the inside so I don't have to worry about erasing any lines. All right, now, you know what I think works even better? Let's not worry about that line. Let's go to the middle of this. And I'm gonna line it up like this. So my lines are kind of straight along here. Look at that, did that again. I don't know what's going on. I think it's time to change my blade, baby. All right, so let's go like this and this. So I'm kind of along those lines. And we'll just kind of go at it using my grid lines here. So I'm going to do the Christmas along this line here, kind of. And then I'm going to go down here. It's not going to be perfect. I'm not lining it up exactly. You just want to have that background look. Oh my gosh. That one's really bad there. All right, it's a background. Not going to be perfect. All right, we're going to cover up a lot of it anyway. Let's see if I should leave that. Let me scoot out just a little bit, just because I feel like that's going to be overwhelming to see all that messiness there. All right, so let's go ahead. I have done some of the cutouts already. Again, this is the example we're going by. I'm not going to mount that on the with the dimensionals. Sorry, a little distracted. Dimensionals until we're all done layering our trees. So I made a bunch of the tree cutouts. we still have some of the little fun parts to cut out. So we'll do that together. All right, so the first things first is that we want to go ahead and use, this is the plaid cutout, and I'm not sure if I like it on the light, this is soft seafoam, or if I like it on Old Olive, which I think I'm going to stick with Old Olive. All right, let me get out my silicone mat. Let's grab out, here, ugh, this is my glue. Because what we're going to do is, let me get some of that glue off that bottle now. My fingers are already sticky now. Alright, so we're going to put this here. We're going to go ahead and grab that. And you're not going to try to move this tree because you don't want that glue to get underneath and on the top side of your tree. Alright, so let's go ahead. We're going to line it peak to peak. And then we're just going to throw a block on top of it. Alright, that way it just gives it a chance to adhere. There. So we got that one together. Now this is, let me show you the paper I cut this from. This is from Thoughtful Design, and I think it's still available. Can't remember if it's an annual catalog or if it's a if it's an online exclusive. Let me look really quick in our annual catalog with DSP. Let's see. Can I get close enough? Yeah, Thoughtful Designs. There you go. Page 47. So then it should be available. Oh my gosh, of course. It's part of the Thoughtful Journey paper that I love so much. So there you go. So that's what I used. And I went ahead, and this I actually did on adhesive sheets. All right. For this smaller tree, you're going to see that it butts up to that really well. I don't think I want to do this one on soft seafoam. Yeah, no, that's too much of a contrast against that. So what I do here is I line this up, and then I draw, again, another pencil line. And I'm going to cut that out. Let me get my paper dedicated. It's hard to see in my lights, but on the screen on the monitor it looks really good. All right, so now we've cut that down to the way we need that to be. We're going to peel off that backing. And again, we're going to get it on those edges. So there's that one. And then this last one here, we're going to ink up using the outline. Let me go ahead and grab, I think I have to grab a bigger one. There we go. And let's see, I have Garden Green somewhere here. I have a bunch of inks on the side here, what I've been creating with. All right, so here's Garden Green. Now, for this, and let me bring this down a little bit. Let me move this off to the side. Let me bring this in again. Let me bring it in really close. So when you see your stamp set, you see that it's not the same size. If you go all the way to the peak, you're going to have a bunch of space left at the bottom. So what I like to do is kind of go, so there's a little bit of a border at the top and at the bottom, and that way it looks like it's completely covered. See, if you went all the way up to the top, and here I'll show you on the back side with the stamp off once. If you went all the way to the top, that's what you would get. See how you would have that at the bottom, which is fine if you're going to do like some sort of snow effect or whatever. I like kind of bringing a little at the top, a little at the bottom, and leaving it that way. Okay, so now we have our trees. We have our background. So now all we need is just our little decorations. These little things here. So that is from the die sets. So we're going to, oh, we need to cut out the little stumps too. So we have our little rings, not rings, our garland, and we have some bows, and we have some ornaments. All right, so let's go ahead. Did I leave those pieces out? I don't think I did. Let me go in here into my little ephemera pack. Oh, I don't have it in my little pack. All right, so it's here somewhere on my desk, because I made the example yesterday. So it's somewhere on my desk. Look over here by my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Huh, crazy. Little pieces should be out somewhere. All right, let me look at my desk really quick, because I had all the pieces, I thought, pretty much together. Let me look over here in my pile of what I've created this weekend. Oh, there's the pieces. There we are. All right, so what we're going to do here is we're going to cut, is this less than 3.5? Yeah, so this will go in my mini. So what we're going to do here is we're going to be cutting the bows, the garland, and the ornaments. I'm going to bring over my boho blue one. This one's been a little tricky with me lately. Hasn't been wanting to go through. I don't know if it's because I'm missing that little piece there, but let's see if we can get it to work today. Usually I'll use my white one. And let me bring out my little tidy tray. I don't need my big one. Let me bring out my little tidy tray. It's not a tidy tray. It's a magnetic tray. It's meant for dies and for people who work in the garage. I use it here. All right, so let's go ahead and let's, for the mini, you just use your plate one. Oh my gosh, I'm so close. I forgot. There we are. Sorry about that. So for the die one, for the small mini, you need just plate one and 2 of your plate 3s. Or is they plate 2? One says plate 2, one's, oh no, they're 2s. Backwards. All right. So let's go ahead and put that down. Let's put down our piece, and let's put down, let's first just do all of these pieces. You got to be careful though on this, on the mini, things move around a lot on the mini. So I usually don't like doing too many at a time. I mean, yes, we could tape them down. All right, so let's go ahead and let's do just the ropes to begin with, garland, whatever you want to call it. All right, so I'll put those pieces in there. I'm going to stand them up in case the pieces are stuck in there. See, like that one's still in there. The other ones are left down there. Oh no, they're all there. That one's just hanging on by an edge. All right, so there we have our 4 pieces of our garland. Now let's go ahead and do our bows and our bulbs. So here you have the bows, here you have the bulbs. Keep them, yes, wasting a little bit of the gold there, but with the mini especially, like I said, you see I'm holding on so they don't move, because I feel like they have more of a want to move. That's why I liked when we had the magnetic plates, but we all know that those are bye-bye. They're no longer. So there's one bow out. Here's the others. You get lots of bows. Ribbons, bows, whatever. Feels like it's slightly magnetized. All right, and then we have our ornaments. And last but not least, let me put these little pieces. We have, this cuts out your little wood pieces, but you know what do I have? Let me see. I had that piece out here too. Who knows where it went to? Let me look through my little pile. So I had a little tiny piece of brown cardstock, which I don't see right now. So let's go ahead and we have this one. Where's my other one? Let's just grab a scrap of the pecan pie. Oh, we could even use no. I was gonna say we could use the copper clay, but that's almost 2. Alright. I've got to have a piece of pecan pie scrap somewhere. You know, I thought I was so prepared. And obviously I'm not. Let me look at my, there we go. I'll use one of my 4 by 5.5 layers. Doesn't matter. And all I'm going to do is just take my paper snips and I'm going to cut. Because yes, you can use that wonderful little die, but this will be faster this way, because I've taken up a lot of time already. Let me move this off to the side too. And let's go ahead and start putting this together. So now on this tree, we're going to take first my little, here, I'm going to use these tweezers. It just seems like they have a little bit of better grip than my Stampin' Up! Ones. I'm just going to put a little glue on each end there, and I'm going to go kind of like that. Hold it for a second. Then I'm going to take the next biggest piece, well, if I put it up against the silicone mat, you can see it a little bit better. Just putting a little bit of glue there. We're going to put that like that. Oops. A little bit of glue there. Now my fingers will be all glued. I'm going to let it dry, then I'll use my eraser. Alright, and then I think these are these the same size? No, this one's a little bit longer. So let me take the shorter of the two. Get a little glue on there. Go here to here. And this last one, I'm just going to put down here. Doesn't really matter where you place it, just as long as, oh shoot, just as long as it interlocks. I did a messy, look at that. I have a lot of glue to wipe off afterwards. Alright, let's set that over to the side to let it just dry for a second. Oh, I should have brought those a little closer together. There we go. I did much better with this one, but you're going to see that kind of messy area is going to get covered up anyway. Alright, on here we're going to put a bow. See, I have so much glue on my fingers now. It's going to stick to my fingers and not to the tree itself. Let me put some hand sanitizer on real quick. Get some of that glue off of my fingers. And wipe it off on my microfiber cloth. All right. So let's put that over there. And then the little ornaments. I think I got some glue on there. Nope, not at all. You also could use your glue dots. Remember, we just have green glue inside of this precision tip glue bottle. Got a little bit extra there. So there we go. My fingers are going to get glued again. All right, so there's my trees. They should all be dry now. And let's go ahead and place them now on here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this one down first. And let's cut a little bit of that tree trunk. All right, let's go ahead. Put some glue there. Put it there. And now we're ready to glue it all. All right. Go ahead and put that one there. Let's cut this tree trunk. This one we're going to put just a tad bit higher. I'm going to kind of nestle those two in one another. And for this one, I'm going to make just a little bit smaller of a trunk. And then here, I'm going to move that down just a tiny bit. I want to cover up kind of where those two, the two things met. So there we have that. This is a lot of fussy for me, guys. You know me. I'm quick and simple. I usually don't do all this fussy stuff. But every once in a while, it's okay to do it. Let me see. I don't know where my normal one is, so we'll start a new one. This is just, of course, packing tape put on top of dimensionals so that it hangs onto those backings for you. Oh, you know what? Let me do this. But then let's get out of my drawer the adhesive strips. These are going to work a lot better for this big of a surface. Otherwise, you'd just be putting glue all over the place. All right, let me go ahead. Not glue, sorry, dimensionals all over the place. Let's go there. Let's go there. Let's go there. And let's go there. All right. So we've used dimensionals and the adhesive, foam adhesive strips, which are fabulous for shaker cards and for larger areas like this. So now on these, I do have the backing. So I do have to pull those off. Make sure after all that my card opens the right way. We're lining that up. I feel like it's a little off. You know what? It is what it is. And there you are. Now, of course, if you wanted to emphasize those corners, you could always sponge the edge like I did here. See how I sponged that edge so it's a little more pronounced. So there you are. There's my example. There's their example. Oh my gosh, the lights. That's what happens when you record so early in the morning. So there's my example, and there's their example. All right, and so then this way, when you open this up, you have that full card base versus here when you open it up and it's cut out. All right, guys. Thanks a lot for spending the last 33 minutes with me. Give me a thumbs up. Go try this yourself. Use your catalog and mini catalogs as a source of inspiration. Most of all, have a great Sunday. Thanks for tuning in. Give me a thumbs up. All right, send me a comment. We'll talk to you later. Bye for now.